Warning, what you are about to see is a proper reenactment of a definitive incident that happened over 20 years ago.
20 years ago, this dude proposed to me.
By accident.
So we were at this place called Camelot back in the day, and it was back in 1999, April of 1999. 20 years ago, we went to this place called Camelot. They have now changed it to Boomers since then, but as you see, I recorded Boomers.
So we went down with one of her friends, high school friends, and her husband at the time. Decided to have some fun. They
just had a baby.
They just had a baby in a carriage.
Carriage? We don't live in the 1800s, but go ahead.
Well, it was Camelot, so I was thinking carriage.
Oh, okay, okay. No, it was in a baby stroller. The baby was in a baby stroller, and it was actually very cold that night. And he was pacing back and forth, and I'm thinking he's pacing nervously back and forth and like running around with this baby stroller, thinking that he's cold and he's trying to warm up.
Because I hate being cold.
Was wearing cowboy hat, cowboy boots, Wranglers. I mean, he was just looking all yummy. As we get on the go-karts, we are doing...
It's one of the few rides that we went on.
Yeah, the few attractions that we did. There was several. We did like mini golf, we did bumper boats, we did the whole shebang there. We got on a couple of times and did single. And we raced each other like a few times. And then Ronnie says, well, let's get in a double go-kart. And I said, okay. So he has me drive, and I'm driving, and I'm looking behind me.
So what you'll see is me frantically going in my boot. See, at the time, I dabbled in tobacco, and I would keep it in my boot. So she kind of got a little perturbed because she assumed... And you know what that means.
That he wasn't quitting. He was supposed to be quitting. And I thought he wasn't quitting, and I thought he was reaching for that, so I got mad for a second, and I said, what are you looking for? What are you reaching for? What do you have?
But she needs to keep her eyes on the road.
I'm watching the road, I'm looking around, I'm making sure people don't pass me. I'm having a great old dandy time.
And we're driving, so I put it down here, and then what happens next?
Ronnie pulls out pulls it out of his boot. I turn around, I look away, and then I look back, and this.
Hey! Hey! Will you marry me? So I said, this is your one and only chance. Are you gonna marry me or not?
I said no. Just kidding. I said yes. When we were going so fast, I actually almost really, truly, actually almost crashed the go-kart. He grabbed onto the wheel as fast as possible, and I was crying so hard. I had makeup.
It hit me in the face, and
no,
tears.
No, it wasn't. Wait, it was crying sideways. I had like black makeup marks sideways, and it was just such an amazing experience. And come to find out that we were the first ever to be engaged at Camelot, when it was Camelot at the time. Now Boomers. 20 years later, here we are back at Boomers, and it has not changed. all the stuff that we went through. We played a bunch of video games. We wrote a couple of
They didn't have the special zombie game that we needed.
There was a special zombie game that was a tradition for Ronnie and I. Every time we were at an arcade, we would do the gun shooting. What was it called? Rise of the Dead or
yeah, something like that.
Like
something killing zombies.
Yes, and so they didn't have that, so we tried out the Terminator one, and that one was kind of dumb.
Yeah, Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
So in order to get a kick, then we had to try laser tag.
Yeah, laser tag was really fun. However, it was so cool because the employees at on the go-kart attraction found out that we just got engaged, and they blocked everybody off from going, and they let us go a couple more times to celebrate on our own. By ourselves. We didn't have to race anything. It was just a celebratory round, and we had a great time. That night, I called my dad at like 1 o'clock in the morning, told him I was engaged, and apparently he had traditionally already asked for permission for my hand in marriage.
So here's how that went, even though I can't reenact that. I happened to be playing ball and told her father to come out. Melody, I obviously went and picked her up, brought her out. So the game's over. I think we lost. I actually think we lost. And so I'm kind of in a bad mood, and I drop my bag down, and we're all walking out, right? We get to my truck, and I'm like, Mel, I left my bag in there. Can you go get it? And I pop the hood on my truck. My truck ain't gonna start. You know, I'm just going off. And of course, she's in front of her father, so she actually acts decent and goes and gets my bag.
Well, it's because I'm a good girlfriend at the time. I wouldn't do it now.
So I popped the hood, and I actually traditionally, and your brother was there too. And I said, well, I only have a minute, so I said I would like to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage. This was probably 3 weeks before, and I had a '67 Chevy pickup at the time. So yeah, so he kind of knew.
So now,
right now,
20 years later, we have an announcement.
To make.
We have an announcement for you guys. Guess what we're doing in October?
Oh, I'm gonna give her a mic.
In October of 1999, October 2nd, 1999, Ronnie, Mainville, and Melody got married at, it was Calvary Temple back then.
We got hitched.
We got hitched at Calvary Temple a long time ago, 20 years ago. So guess what we're doing in October?
What are we doing in October?
We're renewing our vows, and we're going to be celebrating. Look, even Scooter's excited. We're going to be celebrating it wedding style. We're not going to do everything traditional wedding, but the best part is we're going to be live for our renewal of the vows. So make sure you guys subscribe, hang out, and check it out. We're so excited to be celebrating 20 years of being married, 22 years of being together.
And we have been through some stuff.
Well, I mean, we have been through hell and back, not just through Elijah's situation, but with relationship-wise, not just our children and our family and the sicknesses that went through our family, but relationship-wise, I think we have grown so much stronger and more understanding of each other, and you know, arguments and fights are a little bit easier to talk about and get through because we're not so offended so easily, so quickly.
She just learns that I win, or is it you?
I'll let you think that you win. So, I hope you guys enjoyed our
trip down memory lane.
Yes, our proposal video, our trip down memory lane. It was really amazing. The owner and the manager over at Boomers were very, very kind, accommodating, and allowed us to film and take extra laps if we needed it. They were so super kind, so shout out to Ashley, the manager and the owner of Boomers. We will be back just because of that. And Ashley, the manager, was a fan of WWE, knew about our son, Drax, and it was really cool to experience it once again. And we're going to experience our renewal of the vow October 6th.
Pray for me, please.
I think prayers have been answered. I'm your long lost loved one. Wait, I'm not lost.
Oh, you're lost.
Okay, maybe I am. We love you guys. Thumbs up. Look forward to it Sunday, October 6th, 2019. Ciao. Renewal of vows. You better write down your own vows.
What? I ain't saying nothing.
We are not doing traditional.
What? You think I should cancel? Should I cancel?
She's like, nope, she's out. She's like, no, I ain't messing with that.